versus Dallas Cowboys, Thanksgiving, Week 13 NFL matchup. In this game, the Buffalo Bills coming in off of a win versus Denver Broncos. They are 8-3 on the season. They're going to be the road facing the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-5 on the season at Jerry's World. And the Dallas Cowboys have kind of struggled this season. And it's weird because when you look at this Dallas Cowboys team, this is one of the 5 most talented teams in the NFL, talent-wise. I mean, you got Dak Prescott. He's not a bad quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback. He's good enough to win a Super Bowl. You got Ezekiel Elliott. He's debatably the best halfback in all of football. You got Amari Cooper. You got Michael Gallup. You got one of the best offensive lines in football. You got a very talented defense. So the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are 6-5 at this point in the season is a big surprise to me. I actually expected them to be a way more better than what they are right now. And this is a Dallas Cowboys team that is 0-4 versus teams with a winning record, I believe. So you got a Buffalo Bills team that has been a surprise to a lot of people, but I've said it time in and time out on this channel that before this season started, I predict that Buffalo will make it to the playoffs. And at 8-3 right now, they're in a pretty good spot. This is a Buffalo Bills team that is pretty good when Josh Allen isn't turning the ball over. And if Buffalo wants to win this game, then Josh Allen's going to have a turnover-free game. And come off of a very tough loss last week for the Dallas Cowboys versus New England. I mean, that game, they had a chance to win that game. I thought the defense played very well, but the big reason why Dallas struggled was because Amari Cooper got shut down. I don't even think Amari Cooper even had a reception in that game. He got absolutely shut down. Ezekiel Elliott got shut down, and Dak Prescott got shut down. Now, this Dallas Cowboys defense, on the other hand, I think Dallas played their best game of the season last week defensively. I mean, they were able to get pressure on Tom Brady, weren't really allowing a lot of big plays in the passing game. So I thought last week versus New England, that was the best defensive performance I've seen out of Dallas all this season. And if Dallas wants to win this game, then they're going to have a good game from their defense. Their defense is probably going to have to force a couple of turnovers, which is something that should be able to be achieved because Josh Allen, although over the last couple of weeks hasn't really been turning the ball over a lot, you still have the turnover tendencies there with Josh Allen. Now this Buffalo Bills team, the defense is really good. When you look at the stats, this is a defense that is top 10 in the NFL and rushing yards per game allowed and passing yards per game allowed. So this is a very good team. But with something that Buffalo's defense struggles with on the defense side of the ball is situational football. And what I mean by situational football is that although their defense is great, their defense isn't good when it comes to getting stops on third down, and their defense isn't good inside the red zone. So they have a great defense, but the defense isn't good situationally. Now, if Buffalo wants to be able to win this game, they're going to have to be able to find ways to get Dallas off the field on third downs. And although New England had a lot of success last week, this is the Patriots, this is the Buffalo Bills. There's two differences. Now, the Buffalo Bills, they're not great in situational football, like I just said earlier. So, for the Dallas Cowboys, they're very solid in the red zone, in my opinion. When the Dallas Cowboys get inside the red zone, they normally walk away scoring touchdowns most of the time. Last week, that was something that Dallas was unable to do because of how good this New England Patriots defense was. So, if you're Dallas, you're going to have to be able to score in the red zone. You're facing a good Buffalo Bills defense, but this Buffalo Bills defense isn't as good as the New England Patriots. And although this Buffalo Bills defense, Buffalo Bills fans will tell you how good this defense is, Buffalo Bills fans kind of sort away from the fact that this defense isn't as good as they are situationally. So I think that's something that Dallas will be able to take advantage of. And another thing that Dallas has in their favor is the fact that they're playing at home. They're playing at Jerry's World. Now, Dallas hasn't really been good this season against good teams. So I think the fact that they're playing Buffalo at home helps them out a lot because we know it's going to be sold out. And it's a very tough place to win at on the road in Dallas. So looking at my keys to victory, what both these teams will be able to do to win this game. For the Buffalo Bills, they need to limit the turnovers. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Josh Allen, when he's not turning the football over, this is a very good Buffalo Bills offense. You got Frank Gore there. You got Devin Singletary there, who is pretty solid as well. You got a wide receiving core that's not great, but it's not bad neither. Led by John Brown. John Brown's probably the best receiver they have on this team. So if you're Josh Allen, you have to limit the turnovers. You don't want to be giving the Dallas Cowboys any extra possessions because a big reason why this Buffalo Buffalo Bills defense struggles at times is because they get put in bad situations due to the fact that Josh Allen turns the ball over and puts the defense in bad spots. So if Buffalo is able to limit the turnovers, then I think they have a good chance of winning this game. The next thing they have to be able to do is they have to be able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper. Now that's a lot easier said than done. Although the Dallas Cowboys haven't been good this year, you don't normally see a lot of games when you see Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, both of those guys just getting completely shut out. We saw that last week versus New England Patriots. New England Patriots pretty much took both of those guys out the fold and forced Dak Prescott to go to other players. And I mean, if you're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, then most of the time you're going to end up winning the game. Now, does Buffalo have the defense that's able to do that? I'm not sure. Buffalo has a great defense, but I'm not sure their defense is that good to completely shut out Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. But if their defense is able to accomplish this feat, then they have a more likely chance of winning this game. Now, I don't think this is going to be a deciding factor in determining if Buffalo wins this game or not. If Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper go off, then yeah, they have a good chance of losing, but I still think Buffalo has a good chance of winning this game, even if they aren't able to stop Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott, simply for the fact that I think this Buffalo Bills defense is going to be able to get pressure on Dak Prescott. Although this Dallas Cowboys offensive line is really good, Buffalo has a really good front seven, and also this secondary is pretty good as well. So although I don't think this key to the game is necessarily something that has to happen if Buffalo wants to be able to win this game, but it increases their chance of winning this game if they're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper. And the thing about this is, if you're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, then you force Dak Prescott to find other players to throw the ball to, like a Michael Gallup. And Michael Gallup is really the X factor in this game, because Michael Gallup has pretty much been the second best wide receiver on this Dallas Cowboys team. You also got Randall Cobb to throw in there as well, but he's been pretty inconsistent. So I mean, if you're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, then I think Buffalo has a really, really good chance of winning this game. Now, I'm not saying even if they aren't able to stop Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott, I still think they have a chance to win this game, even if they aren't able to accomplish that goal. But overall, if they're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper, then they have a 90% chance of winning this game, because then you put more pressure on Dak Prescott to make plays. You already know Dak Prescott isn't a quarterback that can carry your team to victories. So if they're able to stop Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, they got a good chance of winning this game. Now, what Dallas have to be able to do to win this game is they got to be able to get pressure on Josh Allen. When you get pressure on Josh Allen, he makes irrational decisions. He gets super aggressive with the ball, and he ends up forcing a lot of balls that don't need to be forced, and those balls end up getting intercepted. So if Dallas is able to get pressure on Josh Allen, they were able to get pressure last week on Tom Brady. The thing is, with Josh Allen, I mean, this is a guy who can make a lot of big plays. He's a threat to throw a big touchdown pass because of how strong of an arm he has to a guy like a John Brown. He's also a threat to take it to the house, run the football as well. He has underrated athleticism. But if you get pressure on Josh Allen consistently, like what Dallas should be able to do with DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn, then I think they're going to have a pretty good chance of winning this football game, because when you're able to get pressure on Josh Allen, like I said, he makes a lot of bad decisions, and that ultimately ends up putting this Buffalo Bills defense in a lot of bad spots, and this Buffalo Bills defense ends up getting tired really quickly, because then they have to end up being back on the field a lot more than what they have to. So if the Dallas Cowboys are able to get pressure on Josh Allen, they have a really good chance of winning this game, because when Josh Allen gets pressure in his face, he doesn't make a lot of good decisions. The last thing Dallas have to be able to do to win this game is they have to be able to score in the red zone. Now, the big reason why Dallas lost to New England last week was because they struggled scoring in the red zone, and New England has the best red zone defense in the NFL. So going against a team like Buffalo, a team that's defense has struggled to really get consistent stops in the red zone, if you're Dallas, you're licking your chops in this game. So if you're Dallas, you need a rebound from your red zone struggles last week, and you have to come into this Buffalo Bills game, and you have to be able to score in the red zone. Now, Buffalo's defense is good statistically, but it's not good situationally. It's not good on third downs. It's not good in the red zone. Now, in the red zone, you got Jason Witten, who has been a pretty key piece for the Dallas Cowboys offense. I notice every time they get inside the red zone, they target Jason Witten a lot. And then also you got Ezekiel Elliott. We already know how good Ezekiel Elliott is inside the red zone. Then you got Dak Prescott's scrambling ability to throw in there as well. So Buffalo, their red zone defense hasn't really been that good. So if Dallas is able to get into the red zone and able to score touchdowns, and they have a good chance to win this game, which they should be able to do because Buffalo's defense hasn't been that good inside the red zone. So the team now I'm going with to win this game. I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game. Dallas has yet to be a legit team, and all the teams they lost to so far have been in the playoffs. So I'm not expecting anything different. I think Buffalo is going to be able to win this game. I think this game will be pretty close. I think Buffalo wins this game 17-14, but I'm just going to take Buffalo. A lot of people might think this will be an upset, but it really isn't an upset to me because Buffalo's defense is really good. And as long as Buffalo is able to get a couple of stops on third down and get a couple of stops in the red zone, then I think they're going to be in good shape to win this game. But a big reason why Buffalo should win this game is because I think Josh Allen, over the last couple of weeks, he hasn't really turned the ball over a lot, and he's been playing a lot better compared to what he was playing at the beginning of the season. So if Josh Allen is able to limit the turnovers, which I think he will be able to, I think Buffalo is going to have a good chance of winning this game. So basically, I'm putting my trust in Josh Allen. And last time I put my trust in Josh Allen, they ended up losing to the Patriots. But I feel pretty good about the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen winning this game because you got to think, this is a Dallas Cowboys team right now that is on their heels right now. They're reeling. They don't really know their identity on offense. So I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game. So let me know who you guys think will win this game down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.